everyone. I wanted to send a wrap-up video for week 1, module 1. You guys rocked it. I was really having a lot of fun listening to the Voxer. It looks like you all got that sorted out. If there's still a little question, let me know, or make sure that you link in or text someone who's in your group based on the colors. But I just really am enjoying that format. So thank you for experimenting with me. Give me some feedback if there's other ways that you think that I could tweak it in the future. What I noticed mostly is that you're interacting with the reading, and you're interacting with each other, and you're interacting with your own thoughts, with your own thinking, and that was the point. So thank you for being such wonderful thinking partners to each other, and for just sorting through what the information is going to mean for you and your practice and your students, and for having that really clear lens of the student really being the ultimate beneficiary of the learning that you're doing this summer. So thank you. I have a sticky note because I have a couple of things that I want to remind you about. Please go back into the Formative 1 folder, into your initial statements, and just make sure that everyone has had some feedback. I went in and I gave a little bit of feedback, just kind of one statement or question on each of them, but we just want to make sure as learners that we're ensuring that even as you all are working in different paces, moving through, that you have a chance to have some feedback from your peers. So be sure to go in and give some feedback to your peers, and then remember that by Sunday, I'd like you to go in, read the comments, think a little bit more about where your head was at the beginning of the week, and then add a little bit of a concluding statement to your initial thoughts. What did you learn? What was an aha? What jumped out at you? And that will be due on Sunday. So a little bit of nuts and bolts to remember. And then I wanted to highlight how this Formative 1 assessment was a model of a formative assessment type that you can use in mastery-based learning. The initial statement was a pre-assessment. It was a way for me to see where you are at the beginning of the week, but it's also a way for you to see where you are at the beginning of the week, and for you as a learner to track your own learning. It's also a way for you to notice what has informed your thinking. Some of you mentioned particular ideas in the reading. Some of you mentioned ideas that a peer had. Some of you said, oh my gosh, I didn't think about that, and now I'm thinking of it this way. And so this is a really great model that you can use in your own classroom. It's ongoing. It's not grade-based, but it lets a student see, putting the learning in the hands of the student over time, how their ideas have grown and how their understanding has grown after being formed by a reading, a video, some teacher input, the input of their peers. So please borrow it and steal it. Gretchen Burnaby has a wonderful book about rethinking the essay and looking at kernel ways for students to share information, and this can happen across all grade levels in all content, and what you did today is kind of a form of that, and I just want to tell you about it really quick so that you can steal it. So it's technically a format called It Says, I Say, and So. And the idea is you can even create this in boxes. It Says is a summary of what a text says, or what they've understood it to say, or if a student has read a paragraph or watched a video or heard a really short lecture, it's the summary of what it says. It says, and then the I say is an opportunity for students to interact with that. I say that this is what I'm thinking. It's a place for an opinion, and then the and so is a place for next steps, and you can change that depending on what you're doing in your classroom, what it is that you're teaching. But it's a really nice kernel formula for taking students through information. It says, I say, and so. We flipped it, or I flipped it this week, and I asked you to do the I say first. So your initial statement was the I say, and then the second piece when you read the chapters in the books were it says, and then when you went back and did some reflecting, that was the and so. And I'm hoping in this course to model some of the ideas so that you can swipe them and steal them. Some of them I'll share where I got them, and other times they're iterations of things that I've developed over time. So I hope that you'll steal that. And thank you again for your great work. You'll see in the next day or so the video that will introduce Module 2. Thank you for your learning.